There are a number of ways to evaluate a draft. You don't get an award for the best draft or the worst draft because you don't know who had the best or worst draft. That'll be determined years down the road, and it'll be the byproduct of how well did you evaluate, maximize value, and then develop players. So it's a three-pronged effort on determining how well your draft is. And quite frankly, the big important factor is the development part of it, and that's going to come at a later time and date. But we want to give you some teams, and there are a number of teams that I thought made some really good picks, did some really good things. We'll see how it pans out. But I wanted to spend a little time telling you about the teams that I thought jumped out at me with certain picks, or at least with their overall draft. We're going to get into that in a second, but a reminder to like and follow us if you want more detailed evaluations on the game of football, college football, NFL. We got you covered right here. So make sure that you like and follow us. Want to give a nod to the Las Vegas Raiders. I thought they did a really good job starting with Ashton Genty, Jack Besh, Darian Porter, Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant, even Dante Thornton got some really good value even into the later rounds. Thought they did a good job giving contributors with maybe 8 to 10, maybe even all 11 can help this team filling a lot of needs that they had. So this is going to be a factor. They need a lot of infusion of talent on offense, and I think they made some key snaps. Steps. I don't think that they filled all their needs. You can't fill all of their needs in 1 year, but they're going to try to rev up that engine. Geno Smith, Chip Kelly running the offense, so we'll see how it plays out. Besh is not as well known, although the story is well known. Very productive guy. Darian Porter is very good. And I think Grant, Thornton, Pegues, and Hemingway could fight for time on the field. They're smart, athletic guys that I think were really good picks. I think the Cardinals did a really good job. I thought they got good value. Walter Nolan is going to be the key because he's got top 5 talent, but not production. I think that inconsistency has been his problem, but I think he's starting to mature. I think great value for Will Johnson. We've talked about him, the corner from Michigan, how he fell due to injuries, but a really good zone corner. Jordan Birch of Oregon, Cody Simon of Ohio State, Denzel Burke, corner from Ohio State, and Hayden Conner from Texas, and Keaton Crawford, the safety from Nevada. So one of their priorities all season was adding useful veterans who could not only impact but mentor some younger guys. The roster was at the bottom of the barrel not long ago, and I think Monty Osafort's done a really good job. So their ability to plug every need as possible is something that they're looking to do, and I think have done a pretty good job with. The best case, Walter Nolan, Will Johnson were really good top 15 type talents that can be franchise cornerstones if they're healthy and their head's right. In the case of Nolan, I think that they can be really productive players. So we can see if this defense can become, pardon me, a force for them. The 2 Ohio State additions are interesting as well. Jonathan Gallen has a variety of linebackers at his disposal. Cody Simon can challenge Mac Wilson. Denzel Burke fell way further than he should. So I think they've got some really good value here. Another team in the NFC West, the Seattle Seahawks, I thought did a really good job. If you look at what they've done, unlike Arizona and Las Vegas, Seattle entered the draft with a lot of picks and not many immediate needs. Their recent investments in the roster mean they're young, unproven, but not lacking in overall talent. They wisely played the board for needs, but were also unafraid to make some great value additions that made good sense. I think Nick Emanwari is a really ideal-looking Seattle safety big that is kind of a throwback to some of their great defensive days. Gray Zabel, Emanwari, Elijah Warrell are outstanding players with Pro Bowl upside. So I think they've really improved themselves there. Each complements exactly what Seattle wants to do at each of their respective positional groups. And it could be argued that Seattle could add yet another offensive lineman, down the road. We'll see. Jalen Merrill can become a sub-package player, while he works behind Sam Darnold. So we'll see how this plays out. Good draft, I thought, for them. Baltimore normally does a good job getting good value. They did so again. They're well coached, they're tough, they're physical, they're in good position to take best player available. Malachi Starks at 27, Mike Green at 59, Emory Jones at 91. All great, great value for this team, no question. Thought free agency left Baltimore a little bit weaker this year, but they did get good value with their first 3 picks, as I mentioned. So playoff teams with a late pick in each round aren't supposed to pull that off, but Starks had a mediocre combine. Green has off the field flag from his days at Virginia that opened the door for a little bit of a slide. If they hit that right on their character, and I think they'll be good. I think these 2 picks will work out very well. Both should see the field a lot after very productive college careers. And look, I think Jones will kick in from tackle to guard and could backfill Patrick McCarry's spot. So day 3 picks are not as juicy and exciting, but Aeneas Peebles stands out as a rotational candidate. Short, undersized, but he can rush the passer, shoot gaps. So I think, again, getting good value is what Baltimore's done. Not a complete list. Others did a really good job, but those kind of stood out as I went through the process of creating them all. So reminder to like and follow us, and we'll bring you more breakdowns of everything related to football, in season, out of season. We got you covered all year round. So check us out here, and also a reminder to check us out at LandryFootball.com for the best, most in-depth scouting and coaching background analysis of the game of college football in the NFL. Appreciate you joining us. Talk to you again next time, everybody.